Driving home. Hey, what is it? Got Chinese knockoff. Where's the pole? In the truck it goes. Alright guys, well, I purposely have not looked at this any more than the couple seconds on the ground we put it in the truck so that we can check it out together and make a video. So we're going to try to revive this thing if possible. If not, we'll just yank some parts off of it and keep it for parts. But I figure we'll turn the camera on, we'll go for the journey of what it takes to go get it running. I guess we can get rid of the free sign. It's been in the rain, in the back of my truck unfortunately a little bit too. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah. We got a flashlight. You'll be able to see. Yeah. It's tan instead of clear. And I would suppose it looks like it has water sitting in the bottom of it, but not positive of that. And it's the gas. We already pulled it over. We know it went chug chug. Generally, you know, stuff like this gets thrown out for one of two things: either stop making power and the engine ran, or the engine failed due to fuel sitting in it for too long a period of time. I'm hoping that it's going to be the fuel issue. I'm not sure what else we're seeing. I see we're missing a nut on the top of the motor mount. Looks like it's flapping a little bit. Why don't we get the spark plug out of it? They riveted the petcock together. You can't even take it apart anymore. Let's get the plug out of it, and we'll give her a couple of chugs over and see if we have spark. That's a little gummy. It looks decent. Maybe a little on the rich side. I don't know if that's showing up. A little carbon. Let's throw that gas cap back in there, just so that we're not trying to create spark with an open fuel tank. Let's see. You guys see? Stay. There you go. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Plenty of spark. Let's go dribble a little bit of fuel down in there and see if she'll fire and come back. Let's go give her a little bit of fuel. This is premix in a bottle, and every video everybody asks me, not everybody, that would be a lot of writing, but I get asked what is the bottle, where you get it. They're called Zoom bottles. They are oil bottles meant for like oil furnaces and all, to oil the motors. I think if you type in Zoom bottle, it'll come up on eBay. And of course the oil's run out and I just used it for gas. I also have a couple more of them set up for gas, for different weights of oil for different things that I'm putting together. I'd give you the exacts off it, but everything's wore off that bottle. It's really kind of hard to tell. So hopefully this will give us a cough and a fire and then die. Watch it just stay running. Right? Let's go give her. Well, what do you know? Go plug something in. Imagine that. That's sure making the job easy now, isn't it? Well, that's going to make for a short video, isn't it? We're still going to go through it and clean the carb and all, but somebody actually just literally threw a generator away that was in functioning condition. I don't know, maybe they tried starting it. We're going to find out when we pull the float ball down. It could have just fought them a little bit. When I put that fuel in there, it was able to start. Well, it makes power. Let's get set up. We'll take the float ball down on the carb, pop that air cleaner off, and see what that looks like inside there. The PET was open. I turned it off, so I should only run the fuel out. That's yeah, it's a nice color. Let's go and turn the fuel on, let it flush through a little. Yeah, that's gonna need some cleaning. All right, let's go drop that bowl the rest of the way. Shut that off, let it drain out for a second. So that is what I think would happen. I think the gas, water has a tendency, and you know, just crap in general, has a tendency to go to the lowest point, and the lowest point is the float ball. And what may have happened was the fuel that was in there, that I'll show you in a bowl in a second, was probably so bad it wasn't enough to go get it to light off from hand cranking it. But when I put fuel down the plug hole, it was enough to get it fired. Once it got fired, it was able to suck up the crappy fuel and burn it. I have seen that in the past before. See some crap into that. Let's go see what prizes we get. It looks like it was crappy and somebody cleaned it once before. Looks like it was really rusty and somebody cleaned it up, because you wouldn't have all that pitting in there. Yes, exactly. You could tell somebody took a Scotch-Brite and rubbed on the sides of it to get it going. I'm gonna pop the air cleaner off and get a little bit better look at it. I have a feeling we should pull that carb and soak it. Oh yeah, that's the gas that came out of it. So again, we sucked up some of the crap. She had already went up and through it. Look at all the debris, the dirt that's kind of settling out. I'm getting ready to do the ultrasonic cleaner, let it warm up. And on the last video of the ultrasonic cleaner, someone pointed out, I didn't even see it, that the thermocouple, hold on, the thermocouple is coming undone from the base of that there. And yeah, that can be an issue because it'll over temp. It doesn't know how hot it is, and it's going to keep trying to make heat. And another comment that was made on it was why I didn't replace the switch. And the reason why I didn't want to replace the switch, first of all, I needed the machine. Second of all, it already failed. And the new ones that you go and buy, they don't have the switch. If you look at it, it's just like this. They omitted the switch from it altogether. So I have a feeling it's been a problem with a lot of them. A couple of people have even commented that they had the same issue. So someone actually, one of you guys actually mailed me a couple of switches, but I'm not going to put one in because it's pretty much the same thing. It's already here, and it's already going to do the same thing all over again, which was essentially the switch just failed. So on the one on the video of the ultrasonic cleaner, I just bypassed it, and still has the fuse, still has the plug, and I plug the thing in when I want to go use it. When I'm not using it, I don't leave it in my garage plugged in anyway. That was before the switch issue. And it's a 15 liter. People are asking on that. Made by, hold on. There you go. That should be all your information. Go screw that back together, fill it up, and turn the heat on. Let's get that air cleaner out of there and see what that looks like. We got a bolt there and a bolt there, but we're gonna have to get these four out to split the air cleaner housing, it looks like, first, so that we can get to the other two. Let's see if we can get the rest of the way out of there. Should be able to give it full throttle and have that linkage pop straight up. There you go. And now the carburetor. Let's see what the it's definitely got some crap forming on it, but again, it ran, so you know it's not terrible. It definitely needs a clean. You can see all the varnish where it's starting to collect on stuff again, and where the varnish collected all around the top or the bottom of the jet. Let's go take it apart, give it a bath. Let's get the float off of there first. The pin's pushing right out. Yeah. Let's get the main jet out of it. Okay, man. Trying to get the emulsion tube out. Sometimes they do. Yep, that one will go. Don't know if we can get that all the way out of there. This is where the fuel gets sucked up by a vacuum as air is flowing through the carb. It has it's called a venturi. Basically, it looks something like that inside the carb, and that little hole that's in the bottom of it is right where it starts to expand. So it creates a vacuum, and then vacuum sucks the fuel up through that, and then it mixes with the air that's coming through. And then by you adjusting how much fuel comes through that center hole is how much what your air fuel mix is. So they got jets, of course, and then you change the size of that jets, and then some have a main jet adjustment where the nut is on the bottom of the bowl. You could turn that in and out, and that'll adjust the main jet. Then there's an idle circuit. Does this have an idle circuit mix on it? Might be right there, and it's plugged off, so you can't play with it. Alright, see if we can get that out of there. The seal came off good. Someone was saying on the seals, I said, because if you hit them with brake cleaner or something, they'll expand, they'll grow. I'm trying to think what they said to try to make it go back. I haven't tried it, but I think it was throwing them in hot, might be throwing them in hot water. You got a couple of guys commented on it. There it goes. Alright. You can see all the tubes that it draws the fuel up through. This one looks very clean. A lot of times they'll be really gummed up. That's out of there. We can do... You guys are watching on the Honda generator. When they came from a yard sale, I think for 20 bucks. I was talking about what the jet was supposed to look like for the idle side of it. This is what I was talking about. And they had it plugged off. Honda snowblower, not Honda generator, Honda snowblower. That's what I was expecting to see. And again, that has a jet orifice in it too. And I'm always kind of leery whether I should take things apart that I don't have gaskets for. So we're gonna soak this just like this. And we'll put her in the soup. It's still heating up, but let it do its thing. Shove the piece of fuel line over that fuel line, and hopefully that'll all just kind of run out of there. Yeah, it's a nice vintage. We'll let that purge itself out, and then we'll throw some KM2 in there just for longevity that it does not. Won't put much in it, but after we're done with it, it could sit for 6 months without it hurting using a fuel that doesn't have any alcohol in it. So let's let that go do its thing. I'll have to take care of that missing nut on the motor mount. I thought somebody was getting ready to take it apart. Take it out of the cradle, so I expected having much more issues than what we did. Fortunate for the machine, not so fortunate for us. As far as getting to see what makes it tick and what we need to do to fix it. But that works sometimes. On the ultrasonic cleaning, guys are bringing up the temperature, you know, running. I use the Gunk parts clean, carb cleaner cans. Come in a little basket, meant for doing carbs by themselves. And somebody wrote up the flash point is 169 F. I run it up to about between 60 and 80 Celsius. You know, you don't want. That's the thing about heating something that's flammable, but essentially it's. I'm not bringing it up much hotter than if the thing was left out in the sun by accident in one of the containers. I don't think they're going to spontaneously explode, but again, if you're using it, just be mindful how hot you get in the material and, you know, not having flames and stuff around it. That looks pretty good. Look at this one, you can kind of see where stuff's been splashing down on it, where the label's kind of getting discolored, and you can see where, you know. I do know that on a bunch of these generators they had a recall for the gas gauge. There's a little float and a needle down below. They had a recall on these because they were leaking around the seal, and what they did was they gave you a block off plate that went over the top of it to replace what is there. But it looks to me like somebody actually took a glue of some sort or some kind of epoxy and epoxied that one in. We're going to leave it alone because we don't have either one to replace it with. Gas is draining up. The tank looks really good. Just fortunate. Not a big fan of having to clean all that crap out of there. I think we'll just be able to change the fuel in that one. But we'll dump a little bit of fuel in it, shake it around and rinse it and purge that out too, but looking good. That seems like it's taking forever. Let's go see if we can get the sediment bowl off of the pet. Let it run straight out of there. See kind of crap we get to. Oh yeah, there was all kinds of crap in there. I'll show you in a minute. Let's let that. Well, you guys want to hold that for me? I need something. Alright, we'll let that run. Let's go see what prizes were in there. Oatmeal. You can see it's not all the way warmed up yet. I got it at 55 Celsius. It's like 130, around 130 degrees, I think. And I still got 14 minutes on that. Let's go see how we're looking. I'm going to let them go for the remainder of that time. After gas drained out of it, I just took a rag, new rag, clean rag, shoved it down inside there, and I was able to use my little jaws, retriever jaws there, and I kind of just wobble it around all the way around on the inside of the tank, pulled it out, and it was clean when it went in there, but you can see I got a decent amount of crap out of some of the areas. It's looking pretty decent inside. I'm going to go button that part of it up. We should be good inside the tank now. And yes, I got that pine needle that was sitting on the bottom there. So I took the float ball and hit it with the sandblaster because it did not, the chemicals didn't clean out all the little pores. Then I blew it with compressed air afterwards. I should stay. So it looks like it's fairly clean, right? Now you come back with some brake clean. And stuff will come out of the pores. Now it's clean. Yeah, let's go put this thing back together. This needle had a spring on it, and then that was locked into the float. First I've seen on one of these systems. Oh, look at that. Think about it like that. Let's put all the pieces back together. Need to go in. This will run that right down. The jet's clean. Just going to double check, make sure that's sitting up out of the hole like it should. And it is. You can go with punching the idle. Thought I saw a hair going across it, and it's just a casting line. That just pushes in. And then it's held down by the idle adjustment screw. I'm going to run that in just so I see a couple of threads. On this machine it should really not come into play because this machine is designed really never to idle. It's going to run at a fixed RPM. That float looks dirty to me. You dirty float, you. Get real quick a little. My dirty hands getting it. And where's the pin that holds it? Alright. I'm just going to blow through there this direction. I'm going to blow through there with the float hanging down. Make sure it's closed in this position and open in that. Closed. Open. Good. Let's go wipe that seal off real quick. Again, I didn't clean this and expose it to anything because I just don't want to deform it. I think we're good. I'm going to put that on. I need the gasket and the nut for the bowl. Yeah, that one and that one. That is a little cleaning under the wire wheel. Yeah, we're going to leave this one a little loose until it's in there. I know what direction to rotate. And then I cleaned up the one for the drain too. And that one we could tighten up. How is... That guy looks decent. I'm going to throw that in the sandblaster too, and we're going to go clean that out. I cleaned it a little too much. Sandblasted a hole right through the bottom of it. I don't have one, so let's go see if we could fix what we have. And is that going to blow over on us? Hopefully not. Try fixing it with solder. Now it's going to be a big old pile of flux. And try coming back with some heat. A little bit of solder, and hopefully that'll puddle up in the middle. Nope. I heated the aluminum up and I killed it. Solder worked, but I destroyed the bowl. Right here. Killed the threads. Guess we gotta come up with something for that now, huh? So going back shopping in the inner hoard. That sucker feels like it still has gas in it. Because it does still have gas in it. That should be what we need. Let's go see what that one looks like. If it's the same too, you know. Which it looks smaller. Yeah. That ain't gonna work. Can we steal the whole thing? Might be able to. Nope, totally different style. Good thing we pulled it out of there too though. Look at the crud that's on there. Yeah. Clean that. Well, the one good thing is that tank will fit on there. So it's a long way to fix the problem, but it should fix the problem. Let's get to those tanks swapped across and purge the fuel out of this one too. And out with the old. Oh, the gas tank's off. Should be easier to put the carb back together. I think we were like that. Somebody's already had that apart and screwed it up. Let's see if we can fix that spring. Needs to go There we go. And we're back on the center of it. That looks better. We'll run the plug wire through. I already tightened the plug, cleaned the plug, and tightened the plug. And what do we got? I think the frame of the air cleaner. Does the frame of the air cleaner have to go on? No. I feel like I'm missing something. Yes, I am missing something. Alright. Choke lever. Then the cover holds the choke lever on. It's got a little tab on it right there. Just kind of pushes down on there. I didn't mess with the gaskets. They did tear a little, but I put them right back in their same spot, so I really shouldn't have an issue with them. The gas done yet? Yeah, the gas finally. The hard part with those gas tanks, you think, well, why don't you just flip it over and dump it out where the gas lid is, where your fill is. They have a baffle up in there. You can't get the gas out. It's got about an inch of the top you won't be able to get. So it has to kind of come out through the pet. And the bowl is off of that. The little filament bowl is off of the one we're going to be putting on there. I think very good. Alright, let's go. A rotational deal there. Just a breather for the crankcase. And in with the, well, that's old too, isn't it? Alright, let's go bring out the bling, huh? Nobody took off the little almost there. That's like the best part. Now I know why nobody took it off. Alright, let's fire her up. Choke's on. Gas is on. Give it a second to fill the float bulb. Turn it on. And shall we? Doesn't run at all. Are we not getting fuel? Some. Yeah, float bulb didn't fill up. I am going to take and open the pet and shoot a little bit of air through it gingerly. Make sure there's nothing blocking that passage. It's coming out of the pet but slow. I was able to blow into the float bulb, meaning that the float bulb never filled up with fuel. It might have a little bit of debris. That flow seems a little restricted. Might have to set it up on its side and take that pet out of there. I should have done it when I had the tank off. Now let's give it a shot. Yep, it is starving for fuel. Let's lean it back like that, and we'll get the pet out of it. I thought it was okay, you know, judging by the flow that was coming out when I drained the gas out of it, but apparently not. I don't want to break anything. I think that is in there pretty good. I'm going to continue with the gas out of there. I'm going to blow some air through there, see if we can clean that passage up. Possibly we might have a restriction, maybe somewhere else. Not sure yet, but I don't want to damage this after what we just went through. That one actually unscrews. See any crap in there? Let's go get ourselves a little poker. That's in there. Well, I'm gonna go shoot air through these guys now instead of the valve. See if we can backfeed it that way. That's perfectly clear. That one's perfectly clear. I don't want to do that. Let's see if that took care of it. Oh, yeah, that'll work. All right. I don't think we can use that anymore, though. That's incorrect. It says off and on there. And if somebody really wants to look, it's got a sticker on the tank. All right, shall we? Ran better before we touched it. Choking. But I took it back apart. I really didn't see anything. I was wondering if I possibly didn't have the main jet screwed down far enough and I was plugging off the uptake hole there. But I kind of doubt that. I'm pretty sure I had that down. Again, and go back and watch the video, that may have been the case, but I don't think so. I blew it all out again. Took the emulsion tube out. I didn't see anything there. What is choke? This is choke, that's the front, so that has to face that way. And that one back out. But it definitely wasn't drawing the fuel up. You had to choke the crap out of it to get it to go. Didn't see any contaminants in the float bowl. Try it again. So I had the little piece of gasket on there. I think it fell off. The only thing I could think of is that it was drawing air through that tube and causing an intake leak. I was looking at the material around here saying, well, there's more than enough. But that port is open to the outside. So let's go make ourselves a little bit of a patch right there. We'll let that set up and we'll put it back on and try it. Might be it. Yeah, so the only thing I could think of is that passage drops down, looks like it goes to here and down into the carb. I'm not quite sure where it goes after that. I don't know if it's going to tie in to this one, if it ties into part of the main pickup, and would that be an air leak that goes through there and draws in? Instead of drawing fuel up, it's having a leak going right to that hole and was sucking air. I'm just not sure, and that's a guess at my part, my whatever you want to call it, my viewpoint, guesstimation. So I'm gonna let that tack up a little bit and then we'll put it back together and we'll give it a shot again. Let's go try it out again. On. We do it right because we do it twice. How much you want to bet? This is the first time the oil's been changed. Let's see what we get coming out of this thing. Yeah, I would go with that. That's a lovely shade of gray. Alright, so I got the oil changed. That's all set. And I have my meter hooked up to it. And we're going to be measuring frequency, hertz. We're going to be looking for 60 hertz. We can kind of dial it in. And the area to go dial that in, on the carb, you can adjust the governor right there if we need it. And on the floor is a probably about 1500 watt heat gun for the loads. We're going to go and adjust it under the load. Let's get set up. I'm going to go fire it up. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit. We'll see where the frequency lies and do a little bit of tweaking. Try it with no choke. Let's try it with choke. I'm gonna let, there's no power. The power switch is off right now. There we go. So I'm gonna let that warm up a little on the low side. I'm gonna let that run for about 5 minutes. Yeah, so that was it. I shut the breaker back off again, and then you heard the RPMs come up with no load on it, and then we shut it off. I think we're pretty good. I would say that is another survivor to come back into circulation. And good thing I had the Horde to take up the gas tank. But even if we had to go order that little bowl for the pet, or order a whole new pet, it wouldn't have been that bad. That'd probably be under 10 bucks. But I don't like to wait. Plus, we'll put that old gas tank back in the circulation of the Horde, and if we need one that's clean for a later setup, we'll have one. Alright guys, well, I want to thank you all for kind of like hanging out in the garage with me and have a little bit of fun, turning some wrenches and bringing old junk back to life. Got some cool stuff coming up pretty soon. I lost one video, unfortunately. I had the finishing touches of the Honda TL trail bike all done, and unfortunately I lost that video, but sometimes that's how it goes. So just got to make some more, right? All right, guys. With that, I want to thank you again for hanging out in the garage with me and doing a little bit of wrenching. So, till the next time, I'll see you.